So guys, in this video, just like the thumbnail already speaks, we're talking about using Google Fonts in NextJs13, right? So this is the NextJs13 docs, and then when you go to the optimization section over here, you come over to the docs, ensure you are inside of the app router, right? There is the app router, and then there's the pages router. The pages router is the routing center that was used prior to Next.js 13, but now in Next.js 13, yeah, the pages router is still supported in Next.js 13, permitting an incremental adoption pattern, right? They permitted that you can still use Next.js, you can still use the pages router, which is coming from Next.js 12. You can still use it until you finally migrate your app to the new router, which is the app router. So for now, the pages router is still supported in Next.js 13. So ensure you are on the app router docs, and then you come over to optimizing, and then you hit fonts, right? Optimizing, and then you hit fonts. So basically, here we are on the fonts part of the docs. All right. Probably you've watched a tutorial previously and you've seen where they used Google Fonts in Next.js 13. It seemed to come out of the box, right? Going to this layout file over here, you get to see some Google Fonts kind of stuff. We have Inter coming from Google Fonts, and then we have some setup, and then over here we see the whole app is wrapped with the Inter font. So basically, your whole app, which is embedded within this children prop, will take this inter class. So basically, this is our app running on local dev mode. It's using the inter font. Let me go ahead and inspect so you guys can see. It's using the inter font, and that is because we are already using Next.js. Next.js 13 comes with the font package out of the box, right? So I think we should check the body, right? The body, and then you can see the font family over here is showing Inter, and then we have even a fallback font. This is so awesome. So Next.js 13 gives you Google Font out of the box, right? So in case you don't know what Google Font is all about, Google Font is basically if a package that helps you use custom fonts instead of you setting up local fonts or depending on system fonts. You set up custom fonts thanks to Google. They are free to use, and then your app looks cleaner, your app looks nicer, and then the fonts on your app looks uniform across different devices, right? All right, guys. So this is the Google Fonts website, and the website seems to have a new look, which looks nice. Yeah, it looks nice, and I guess it's really going to give a better experience, right? So this is the Google Fonts website, and then you basically come here, you select any font you want. Let me search for a Nunito. I actually am a fan of Nunito, and then you can see the Nunito font. We also, this is Nunito Sans rather, this is Nunito down here. So I'm a fan of both fonts. Okay, so basically you search for the font and then you select the font. After, this is how it's done in it before Next.js 13. After you select the font, then you go and make your setup how you want the font to be set for you, right? So this is more like our cards. It's free to use. Next.js, sorry, Google Fonts is free to use. So this is more like our cart, and then you basically come and select how you want the. It's a variable font, right? So you come and select which aspect of the variable font you want. So if you can see, I already made some selections earlier. Yeah, this your selections are static. Your selection sticks. So even when you come back, your selection still stays. So this is a selection I made, I guess, for a previous project, and then you can see, so I selected Poppins and I also selected Nunito Sans. So as you can see here, we are on the Nunito Sans page, and then basically Google is kind of telling us Google is kind of saying, hey, you made some selections initially, and in your selection you selected the 300 light font, right? The light 300 font of Nunito Sans, and here it is still in your package, more like your cart, right? So basically, if we want to remove it, we can hit this button or we can hit here and then we remove it, and then You just basically, this is how it works prior to NextJs13. You come over to Google Fonts website, make your selections. You can select multiple fonts like I just did. You can go back, search another font, right? Probably you search probably Roboto. Probably you search Roboto. Right, good. Probably you search Roboto. You can come again and make some Roboto. You can see, you can just select as much as you want, and then you basically copy this. This goes to the head of your HTML file, and then this goes into your CSS. This is how it worked prior to Next.js13. But going back to our Next.js13 app, it looks just so easy. You just import Google Fonts thanks to the Next.js fonts package, and then you do your setup, and then you wrap your whole app with the font. We're using it here in the body tag, right? So you wrap your whole app with the font, and then your whole app takes the Google Fonts. So this is basically how the Next Fonts package helps you use Google Fonts with so much ease in Next.js13. But there's so much more you need to know. Using Google Fonts in NextJs13 is absolutely different, and it's so beautiful. It's super awesome. So just like I showed in just this demo I used here, each time the app using this font is loaded, you can see the link, right, which is going to be placed in the head of the of any page in the app. If it's a single page application, you place it wherever, right? So this is the font. This is the link, and then basically how this works is for every time the page is loaded by user, there's a request to Google to get the font, and you get there is a request each time. But in Next.js13 is just so super awesome. If you check out the Next.js docs, you can see here it says this new font system allows you to conveniently use all Google fonts with performance and privacy in mind. So I guess a summary of what that means is that this new Next.js13 system allows you to get Google fonts into your app bundled at build time, right? Let's go back to the app. Whichever font you select here and set up, sorry, yeah, whichever font you select here and set up here and use in your app, it is going to be downloaded and bundled into your app at build time, and then it is served just like every other file or page each time a request is made. So there is no external request going to Google. The app is bundled in, the font is bundled into your app at build time, and that is just so awesome because your app has one less request to make just to get the font at every request that the user makes. So this is just how Google Font works in Next.js13, and it's just so awesome, guys. So guys, there are basically three different ways in which you can use Google Fonts in Next.js13. If you go to the docs, I guess there are no more than three. I've been able to discover three different ways you can use Google Fonts from the docs. In the next three videos in this series, I'm going to be showing you guys the three different ways of how you can use Google Fonts in Next.js13. Three different awesome ways. You choose the method you think is best for you, and then enjoy using Google Fonts. Three different ways to set up Google Fonts in Next.js13. I'll be showing you guys those things in the next three videos. So this is just the gist of this video. Google Fonts is more Google Fonts has been awesome. I mean, a lifesaver, making our apps beautiful. But then in Next.js 13, Google Fonts is just way more awesome because this time you don't need to have your users keep making a request to Google. It is catched, it is downloaded into your app at build time, and then served upon every request without any external request being made to obtain the fund from Google. So guys, this is awesome. I love this beautiful innovation by the Next.js team, and I believe you can't wait to get to see the three different ways that I'm going to show you guys on how to set Google Fonts up in Next.js13. So the three different ways: you can use Tailwind CSS, you can set up your Google Fonts through the Tailwind CSS config, right? And then let me show you guys. can set up your Google Fonts through the Tailwind CSS config inside of here. You can set up Google Fonts using CSS variables and selectors. And then finally, you can use the native setup, the native class name setup, right? So like basically you have your class and then you just use this the class name, and then you go ahead and use it in your app. I'm going to show you guys how to use multiple fonts. This is basically a single font, right? I'm going to show you guys how to use multiple fonts. Yeah, you can see it's just a single inter font, but I'm going to show you guys how to use multiple fonts just in case you want multiple fonts in your app. So guys, I've got so much more coming in the next 3 videos. Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, give me that motivation, and then check out the description of this video. You are going to find the link to the complete series where you can see all the awesome stuffs I've been releasing about NextJs13. So this video is part of a large NextJs13 series. This is the sixth video in the series. You want to check out, you want to go into the description of this video and then get to see the link to the complete series so you can go explore and become awesome in NextJs13 like I'll be showing you guys. See you in those videos, guys. Bye bye. Love you guys.